The African Transformation Movement is one of the smallest of the 14 political parties in Parliament. It's also one of the most vocal.
What the rules of the Parliament says, that if the motion is brought and it is complying with the procedural requirements, then the Speaker has to refer it to an independent panel of 3 legal experts to find out whether there's actually evidence that the President is guilty of a serious violation of the Constitution or the law, or serious misconduct, because these, without such a finding, there cannot be an impeachment. This is a prerequisite for any impeachment vote to proceed.
President Ramaphosa has been accused of not reporting a burglary at one of his residences and a subsequent cover-up. The as-yet unnamed panel has to decide whether there were any breaches that could warrant impeachment.
They have to do so based on the evidence that is brought to them, documentation. It's not a hearing or oral evidence. So if they don't produce any evidence, then obviously that will be the end of the matter. But other members of Parliament can also put evidence before this panel.
In a related matter, the National Assembly Speaker has asked the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence to consider specific allegations made by the opposition Democratic Alliance against the Deputy State Security Minister Zizi Kodwa. It's been alleged that the Deputy Minister knew about the burglary and chose not to report it. And there's an allegation that state funds were used to protect the President's property. Whether President Ramaphosa is impeached or not, he's coming under increasing pressure due to the country's lack of economic growth.
The word that comes to mind is disappointing. Eskom has gone into a more stressed state, the same with Transnet. The state balance sheet is under more strain, the budget deficit is bigger, unemployment is higher, youth unemployment is of crisis proportions, economic growth is missing in action. It's hard to find any glowing endorsement of the outcomes, notwithstanding the impacts of COVID, and South Africa sits on the cusp of being grey-listed.
President Ramaphosa is facing attacks from several quarters. Analysts are divided on whether he'll survive politically or not.
The impeachment process is just getting started and it's unlikely to be hurried along, with analysts expecting several legal challenges along the way.